Hey guys, welcome back to Math Tutoring. Today I'm just going to go through some quick tips on the best strategies for how to complete maths exams to optimize your results and get as high as you want, 100%, 90%, 80%, right? So with that in mind, my first tip, which I'll write here, so the first tip is have a mark you want before exam. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to have going into exam. Do you want 100%? Do you want 90%? Do you want 80%? Have a mark, a minimum mark you'd be happy with. So in reading time, what we're going to do is we're going to read for the exam. Now, my next tip is when you can start the exam is skip multiple choice. So see these questions here on the side, just say there's random questions here. Now you could read them in reading time. Now if you cannot answer these in 1 second, don't do it. Now the question is, what's the grading of this line? So if you can't see it straight away and work out it's -2 on 3, like, so it'll be A. If you can't do it, then forget about it. Something like this, what is this equal to? If you can't do that in 1 second, we're going to skip that, we're going to come back. Actually, let's not do that. So skip means I'm going to underline, come back to it. What's the derivative of that? Well, that one's easy, but let's say we're going to come back to that. Okay? So with multiple choice, skip multiple choice unless you can answer straight away. Okay? So that's the next thing. If you can answer it straight away, circle it, move on. Now, when we get to the short answer questions, so normally you're taught to do it in order, go A, B, C, D, E. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it a bit differently. We're going to do it in the order that's best for you. So I got this from a past 2-unit maths HTC from 2017. So question 11. Now, in my head, I'm going to think, do I know how to do this straight away? Yes, that's easy. Do I know how to do that? Yep. Yep, I can do that, I can do that. But here, I get to this and I'm not sure. Like, I think I know, but I'm not 100%, which means I'm going to underline and not do that. Then I'm going to go to the next question. Can I do that? Can I do that? Yeah. And can I do that? No, I'm not sure. Alright, so that's my third tip. Do in order that suits your strengths. Okay, and you want to, let's give some space here, underline questions you skip, right? Because if you don't underline it, you might forget to come back to it. So make sure to underline it just to make sure to remember, like, yep, I haven't done this yet, so I'll come back to it. So you want to do every question you think you can do straight away, get that out of the way, build momentum, right? That's going to build momentum to help you with time management, right? A lot of time in an exam, you're going to struggle, you're going to panic because you get to a question you can't do. Then you get to the next question. It's an easy question, but you're panicking, it's going to be harder. So we want to build momentum and get through every question we know how to do straight away. So then the last tip, it goes back to, links back to one, is sacrifice questions that are too hard. Okay, but this is this is if your aim is less than 100%, right? So if you're not aiming for 100%, you're allowed to sacrifice questions. So what that means is, say we went through and for some reason we got back to this question and for some reason you had, okay, that's a bit too easy. Let's go back to this. So let's say we came back to this question, but for some reason we forgot everything about arithmetic series. You have no idea. So what you're going to do is, okay, that's only 3 marks. I'm just going to forget about this question at all and not waste any time doing this. Right? Because the time you spend wasting trying to get even a mark from here is preventing you from fixing any potential errors you have in the rest of the paper. Okay, So if the test is out of 100 and you just sacrifice 3 marks, you still can get up to 97%. But what you want to do is focus on that 97% instead of wasting time on these 3 marks you can't do for some reason, or it's too hard. Okay, so those are just 4 basic tips. Right, that's it. Right, if you follow these 4 basic tips, you'll do a lot better in maths exams and exams in general. Right, you need to have a mark you want to go before exam, because this will help plan part 4. Right, so I'll just make a note here. If your aim is 90%, what that means is I say sacrifice less than or equal to 5%, right? We don't want to sacrifice 10% because there's still the chance you get a few silly errors. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on 95% of the exam instead of that 105% that's too hard and wasting time. Right? By focusing on that 5% that's very hard, you're going to lose marks in other areas from silly errors or whatnot. Okay, say it was 80%. That means you can sacrifice less than or equal to 15%, right? So only focus. So you want to give yourself a 5% buffer, right? So you can quickly work out how many marks that is, but the idea is if you want 80%, you don't even have to think about, there's 15% of the exam you don't even need to attempt. Just attempt 85% and focus on getting all that 85% correct. Because usually that last 10 to 15% is very hard, or not very hard, but harder, and it wastes a lot of time. And so that's a big problem with a lot of exams, is time management. So by following these 4 tips, and the reason I didn't mention why you want to skip multiple choice is because a lot of times multiple choice questions are worth 2 or 3 marks and they waste a lot of time. So you want to get all your short answers done first and then come back at the end and just circle these. If you're running it, so let's say you got a minute left. You got 15 marks to do versus 10 multiple choice. You may get 1 or 2 marks of that 15. But with multiple choice, you can just circle those 10 answers and potentially get all of them right. So that's why I want to leave multiple choice right to the end, until we've done every short answer that we can do. So if you enjoyed these tips, make sure to follow them, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and comment below what you would like future videos on.